just as soon as it came through, just a massive cough. Who bloody done that?
Sorry.
Hey, Mr. Thief.
I've had a cold all of last week.
That's brilliant. It timed it so well. Fuck's sake. Right, boys and girls evening, TMA Sunday Night Live, where you control the topics we're going to discuss. Then we've got a couple of tasty ones coming up from Dan and Paul. Just always, I'll introduce the Canadian Darren, the man, the myth, the legend, Move Dino, aka John Cena, and Mr. Wendover Horn. Evening, boys.
Evening.
Yeah, we're just sorting out Dino's bail. It's sort of up and down at the moment. We thought we sorted it. It's not quite, so he should be back next week. So sorry about that, boys. Yeah, just one big shout out to Dunkcoff. Hey. Right, okay. Let's. As always, we're in association with the Watford Football Club Former Players Club. Head over to facebook.com. Football for the community. Big shout out to Lou Hope. He's getting still on the mend, getting better there, mate. And also Neil Pricey, 1984 Watford left back for the Former Players Club. Right, okay. So yeah, like I said, we've got a few couple of additions. So let's get straight onto it. Right, okay, so Mr. Dan Brown, usual topics from Super Dan. He says a good win, but we switched to our defensive style just before they scored and made defensive subs just after and invited them to attack because easily have thrown it away. Why do we always do that? I mean, in general, the game anyway, but Darren, go on, mate.
Yeah, I mean, Cleverley seems to be happy with the way he changed it. Very a good performance today against a really good team. West Brom, I mean, you've got to remember, unbeaten in 12 before today. That's a decent team, and the Championship is no mugs league. So I can understand what you're saying. What I did like on the positive was definitely going with an attacking formation this time out. It was really good. Cleverley's just, he got it right. I'm so pleased for Vata. That kid looks quality. And Bar again. But there was a lot of real good individual performances today. So I know what it means. I mean, you don't want to. The trouble is when you've got a 2-goal lead, at what point do you want to then start tightening up, right? There's got to be a point when you do it in a game. You know, and Backman was a little unlucky with that goal, but I mean, for me, I thought it was just a great result. And I've got a good mate here in Canada who's a huge Baggies fan, so I've been giving him a lot of beloved grief. But big win, and it just keeps us up there right now, which is what we want, right? I mean, tough division, and like I was saying to one of my mates, I mean, you consider this season where we are. I think. Since that Luton game, that loss, as painful as it was, might just have done this club or this squad the world good, because since then, it's been a better team. And to say again, when a football club invests 10% of its sales the following year, Cleverley's doing a bloody good job. You know, he really is. And we look good. And I think bringing in Robbo's helped out too. It just feels good at the minute. A lot of positives around the whole squad. But particularly, I'm so happy for Vata because that kid looks like he's got a ton of talent. But I respect Cleverley's way of handling him a bit like his old boss Fergie did with young players, you know, keeping them a bit the kid gloves. But really good to see that, yeah. So what about you, Moobs? What do you think, mate?
It's a great question from Dan. I've got to be honest because you're right. You know, when is the right time to switch? Because West Brom made those substitutions. They made four subs in the first 20 odd minutes of the second half. So the kitchen sink was going to get thrown at us. Ideally, I would have liked to have seen us tighten it, like change stuff around. If we'd got, ideally, we should have got a third goal today. If we'd got that third goal, with half our problems wouldn't have existed towards the end. But no, you do have to make. You got to make a bold. Cleverley's got to make bold calls, and he did make a bold one. On another day, it could backfire. It may have backfired today. If we'd have conceded another goal, because then you've got to suddenly think, right, I've got to turn this from defence into attack. But yeah, yeah, it is tough on Klebs, but I think I would have just held off doing the defensive change, like dropping into a defensive shape, just for another 5 or 10 minutes. Because if we could have nabbed the third goal, it'd have just been so much easier to see out. But yeah, no, it's pretty good. I'll tell you what, actually, I know we're probably going to get onto it in a bit, but kudos to bloody Jeremy and Ngakia. Man, he's made a glass. He's barely run all season, and he ran his socks off for 90 minutes and made God knows how many blocks. I'm not going to lie, that guy absolutely deserves a ton of credit because he's had so much stick off us fans for his injury problems. To come back and play like he did, please, I just ask, stay bloody fit for the rest of the season. You know, he could be a huge difference as to where we finish in the league. I know there's no disrespect to Andrews, Blissett, and all that lot, but just having Ngakia back now, God, it's another option. But on the subject of, you know, when's the right time to switch to a defensive thing, there's never really a right time. You got to go for it or get punished. And like I say, West Brom threw striker after, you know, striker on midfield, attacking midfielders on. You know, I was cacking it when Jed Wallace come on because I know what he can do. He is a dangerous player. He might be in his 30s now, but he's still got a good shot on him. So yeah, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a yes, yeah. Honest lads, yeah. So I will pass this one on now, I think.
Yeah, I thought he got it about right, if I'm honest with you. It was at a time where we were actually getting a bit outnumbered in midfield. And I think he got it about right. Yeah. As Mood said, we could have been and should have been more. 2-0 is always a dicey scoreline because it can go one way or the other. And we should have gone 3 or 4 because we were playing that well. But now I think he got it about right. You know, one shout out from the afternoon I'm going to give you. You said Ngakia. I think the much maligned Ryan Porteous had a damn good afternoon. And I think he's had damn good afternoons on a relatively consistent basis for the last few weeks. Thought he was great. My word, if Chak had a little bit more final decision making or shooting in him, my word, you've got a player on your hands there. I guess he's not at Watford when that happens. But what a performance today! What an outstanding performance! It's just that end product. I think it's partly decision. I think it's partly confidence in shooting. But my word, when that gets right, what a player! What a player you have there. But no, I thought, look, we've turned over a good side today. You know, I've got their programme here and look at their bench. Jed Wallace, John Swift, Mikey Johnston, Alex Moat. That's on their bench. And we've beaten them. So, yeah, good. Great afternoon to be a Watford fan.
Yeah, exactly, mate. I was delighted, mate, because after the QPR game, I hate this thing about deserving, because at the end of the day, you deserve what you get unless you've been completely cheated out of a result. It's the only time I'd say we deserve something, and we deserved the draw against QPR. No matter how much they were all over us and everything, we didn't deserve to win it. We didn't deserve to lose. Today, we deserved to win that because we were the better side. And yeah, Vata was outstanding, and Ngakia really impressed me. The more Ngakia, Bio, and Backman play, it'll piss not necessarily Cusack off, but it'll piss off some of the idiots on Twitter and all. So that'll be quite funny. You know exactly what I'm talking about. They won't have nothing to talk about for the rest of the season if they carry on playing well. So fair play to them. I thought I'll give some backup to Backman here, because he'll probably look at his footing for that goal. The way he went one way and then he realised the ball's going the other and he had to put his hand out. Most people would have slaughtered him for that. But to be fair, he's unsighted. He thought he was going one way and got the other. And also he made up for it. To be fair on him, if you're going to we're going to look at it both ways. He made up for it with some very good. He's always been, and I've always said he's always been a very good shot stopper. It's just some of his decision making and his overall contribution around the box is the things he's got to work at. But in terms of shot stopping, you know, he's a really good keeper. Yeah, like saying, I thought Porteous, like you said, I agree. I thought Porteous had an excellent game today. I think he never put a foot wrong. Even streams were going in and out, and I had a bit of the West Brom stream, and even they were giving it big and about Porteous, saying you're never going to win a header against him this afternoon. And I'll tell you what, they're an absolute meltdown on the West Brom forums. I know John Rulio posted something up as well, and I've looked at a few of them, and they are not happy with that result. But we were talking about it yesterday. You know, this game and Burnley are going to really see what we're made of this season, really going to test us. The biggest test we've had so far this season. There's going to be bigger tests coming up, but they're probably the biggest, home and away, the biggest test we'll have all season. We've passed the first one. Let's see what we can do at Burnley. I mean, a couple of seasons ago, people say, oh, Burnley this, Burnley that. I mean, when they were flying, we should have beaten them both games under company easily. I mean, we beat them 2-1 at home. I mean, people were getting injured for back heels at their place. It was ridiculous. But we should have beaten them at their place as well. It was only because of our last gasp goal, which denied us. So we'll go there full of confidence. You know, if we're gonna kick on our away form, we might as well beat them there. I'm not saying we're necessarily going to, but let's see how it goes, boys. You know, there's going to be poor times. I mean, the whole point looks a better point now that we won today. Even though, okay, the game wasn't brilliant to be kind, but hey ho, we march on, boys. Right, okay, let's just throw out some comments. Jonathan said gays.
It's not nice.
Oh, he's a nice boy as well. Jonathan loves me anyway. Boys. He knows it. I know. Don't deny it, Jonathan. You love me, really. I also said that's 2 weeks. Dino's just must have been a naughty boy in jail. Thought Georgie's display was one of the best I've seen at the Vic. That's from Peter. Halsey, Vata was quality. Hopefully him and Dave don't get tempted away in January. Dan saying yippee-ki-yay, no vest for Darren. I know, it's Christmas. You think Die Hard. You think it'll give him a tribute anyway. Dunk saying the block against by them was huge. Shortly after, they got their goal. Think cleverly, got subs right, but Jefferson looks naff. He's also said Ngakia quality, no, not question. Remember, was playing left wing back a lot and looked good till his injury. Big shout out to Woody. He says, hi guys, hi everyone. Yeah, it's a good squad we've turned over. That's from Kev. Woody, a couple of them here, says, is it right we're now unbeaten at home in 16 games? Yeah, absolutely spot on. It's a good Christmas. The scum can't catch us. It's from Woody again. Kev, gonna say I'm proud to stop over in Watford tonight. Excellent banter in Moon afterwards. Melanie was at work and was living every moment via the radio. Proper grafting performance by the sounds of it. Absolutely. Big Dave, the West Brom album has been linked with Wolves, the manager. This would have an effect on the team this morning. You imagine West Brom manager, it's like Edwards coming to bloody Luton, wasn't it? It's a similar sort of thing.
It's like Sol Campbell going from Tottenham to Arsenal.
Well, then he wants a bloody United.
Yeah.
Hell.
Twat.
It's utter twattery, that is. West Brom Albion are usually better than that performance today. Wouldn't look too much into it, lads. Well, bloody would, mate, because we at the end of the day we've got to beat what's ahead of them, and we were the better side, mate, and we made them look bad, Dave. West Brom are a good team. They went into this game 11 unbeaten. Yep, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Said another week or so, and Darren can shave that Santa beard. The seconds are ticking, mate. Dan says, can the next player that says we come, we slap, we go, please be slapped hard? that's Sissoko again. And Kevin Wixie laugh out loud. I think the Sue thing from Robbo, he tried to do it once and he fell back. Did you see the video?
Yeah.
Yes.
Brilliant. I might message later and said, what the fuck was going on there?
I don't think we can underestimate Robbo's done to that team, and particularly the defence.
Yeah,
clean sheet after clean sheet. All right, 1 in today, but we're all saying Porteous is playing well. Pollock's playing well. That's probably a lot down to Mr. Paul Robinson.
Ho ho ho! Right, okay. I'll start with you. Greg, with this one. This is from Paul Lafgo. He says, "What are we looking for in January? Midfield seems settled. Striker option would be good. Defensive option, two in my opinion."
Yeah, I would agree. The only thing that worries me about today, Bayo scored 2. I hope it doesn't camouflage the fact that he isn't very good. Because, he's got a hat-trick and now 2. And I hope Gino isn't thinking, actually, I don't need to replace him because he's now scoring. Because, let's face it, he had a good game today. He had a good game. His all-round game was better today. But we know he's not good enough. Jemison came on, and I would call that the only... everybody did well apart from him. I know he only had 5 minutes, and I might be being harsh. But he didn't look like he gave a damn. He came on, and he should have had loads of legs in him and be able to press, and he didn't seem to want to do it. So definitely agree, a centre forwards, and maybe I think we're all right at the back. We've got a Bonner to come back. We've got Kevin Caban to come in. I think we're fine. I think another holder in midfield we need. Another because the TDB situation does not sound good. Yeah, a 9 and a holding midfield player for me.
Yeah. Moves.
Yeah, no, I've got to kind of agree there. I think I personally think now we've got to terminate that Jefferson loan in January. It just has to happen now. I agree with what's been said. He can't, when Jefferson come on, it was, I think he made one challenge tracking back, which was good of him. But when he was up front, it was poor. It was absolutely poor. If he'd had any sense, he could have gone and got the 3rd goal and buried the game, and stopped the West Brom counter attacks. But yeah, I feel he doesn't look interested, which I think should possibly mean that we're going to have to send him back to Bournemouth. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to jump in on this one. This rumour about Maxwell Cornet, I don't think it's going to happen because he didn't want to come to us the first time around. So what's changed this time around?
He's not playing. That's why.
I know he's not. I know he's not playing, but the problem is, we wanted him before we went for Sarr, and he made it clear he didn't want to come to us. So why now? Just because
honestly,
he's not playing, that's not.
Sorry to interrupt, mate. That is it, because I know what you mean. Because he's not playing. He's obviously looking and he's desperate to play. Back then, he obviously thought, "Oh, I'm better for that club. I should be playing higher." Now he's realised he's a bit humbled. He realises actually.
I wonder, chaps, whether there is anything in it anyway. I wonder whether it's agent talk trying to get something going. Because you have a look at our squad, that winger / number 10 position is actually, which he is. He's not a centre forward. He's a wide player / number 10. We're well stocked. So
exactly,
I think it's an agent trying to get something moving. Personally, I don't think there's anything in it. I might be wrong.
Yeah. No, completely agree, man. Greg, I completely agree. I think if there's one player I'd go and get right now, it's only one, and he's centre mid. He's caused us problems no end for years on end, and that is James Ward-Prowse, because he's sitting on the bench at Forest doing absolutely nothing whilst on loan.
100%.
I would say that if I was West Ham, I'd say to Forest, send him back out. Let us have him on loan.
Moves can't happen because he's played for Forest.
Oh, it's the two. Yeah, sorry, scrap that. Sorry, mate, you're right.
He'll end up playing for 3 clubs, which you're not allowed to do, which will be which might disable us giving Jefferson back because he's played for Bournemouth already, so he can't have another loan. The only thing we can do with Jefferson is send him somewhere to another country who are in their next season, so it isn't the same season.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
So he could play in America. He could play.
But Greg, we said this when we seen it on Twitter. Sorry to interrupt you, mate. We said this when we saw it on Twitter. Why are they playing him when he clearly is going to go out on loan? And it's completely fucked him up now because, that's Bournemouth. I'm sorry, that's on Bournemouth because they shouldn't have played him because they knew he was going out on loan.
Yeah.
So why play him?
Yeah.
Sorry, mate, go on.
No, we like this midfielder at Peterborough. I know we like him. So I think we'll go back to him for him. His name escapes me.
Yeah.
Hector Cipriano. I think we'll go back for him.
Yeah, I think overall with the transfer thing, what the question was, I think it's going to have to be 2 midfielders and hopefully a striker. And the only reason why I say 2 midfielders is because I saw a good and bad side of Sissoko today. I saw the good side in the second half. In the first half, I saw absolutely the shocking side of him. How on another day, he gets a straight red for that challenge. It was utterly, I know some people might disagree, but I thought it was utterly stupid. Didn't need to go steaming in like he did. And he was a lucky boy not to see a red card come out. I think the only thing that saved him was the guy was right near the touchline, not going anywhere.
Yeah, go on then.
Has Dave got some deluded twattery here? Hang on a minute. Tierney on loan from Arsenal. We can't even afford his wages unless Arsenal.
I wouldn't have
pay
Jesse Lingard. I don't care. I do not have that guy. He's a waste of space, mate.
No, definitely not. None of them.
All 3 of those names, we haven't got the pockets for their wages.
I know, but ideally, you definitely have Rashford and Tierney every day of the week, even though we won't get them. Jesse Lingard, no bloody way. There's a reason why he's playing where he is. Because no other bugger wants him over here. That's why.
Yeah. I think
wages.
No. But I think for me today, I think we do, and like what Greg said, it's seriously worrying now about Deli Bashu. It really is, because they only said he was going to be gone for 2 or 3 weeks. This has been way, way longer. And I think it's now they're going to have to consider something, because we're threadbare as it is. We don't have a big squad. We're quite light, and we could do some reinforcements. And I would say get 2 midfielders. Don't, like you guys, like Greg said, don't worry about the defence now, because that seems to be sorting itself out. And Ngakia back, that gives us another option on the wing. So, the pressure's off the likes of Andrews, Larouci, Morris, Eblise. You've got that bit's covered off now completely. So I wouldn't even worry about that. And the centre backs, I'm not too concerned. Like what Greg said again, Porteous, yes, he was fantastic today. Winning headers, booting the ball. I tell you what, I can't remember how many times I saw an up and under today. It was about 4 or 5, I think. Most of them from Ngakia, but I think one was from Porteous as well at one point. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about the defence. I'd just get if we can get another striker, get him. Feel sorry for Jefferson, because you're right, Bournemouth have screwed that up by playing him. So the free club rule thing will kick in. So he probably wouldn't have to stay with us all season then. And possibly maybe 1 to 2 midfielders if we can get them.
I like and always have liked El Hamadi at Ipswich, who was at MK, and he is a pressing machine, and I think he'd fit in. He can play with his back to goal. I think he'd fit in. As I said a few weeks ago, unfortunately, I think with TDB, it's a management situation now of his knee. They don't want to open him up again and I understand. I've never had an ACL, but I understand once you've had an ACL, your knee is never the same again.
No.
And they don't want to open him up, and it's literally rest and management, and so that's sad for the lads. It's sad for the lads. But I don't think you're gonna get game in out of him, unfortunately.
Right, Darren, what do you reckon, mate?
For me, go along with the thought of probably 2 midfielders and definitely an extra striker. I think it's a real. It's kind of sad really because Bayo was very good today and he took both of his goals really well, but he has disappointed so much this season. So it takes a while to start putting trust in the guy, right? I don't know, but I think we could do. But it won't be any. I don't think it'll be anybody glamorous. I know in the middle of the week we will. I can't pronounce the guy's name. We were linked with a forward that used to play at Leicester City, and he's now.
Oh, Iniacho.
Oh, Iniacho.
Yeah, so we've been linked with. But again, as soon as you start to have a decent season, you start being linked with various people, right? But there might be some truth in it, I don't know. But yeah, I would like to see a forward in and another midfield or 2 midfielders. But yeah, I don't know. The thing is as well, the way the culture of the club is going, and it's a good thing, the way Tom's got the youngsters coming through, is improving those youngsters. We've got a team, for the last few years, we've all bitched about an absolute sham of a squad. You've got a real togetherness right now. Don't want to spoil that. So you don't want to get a bad egg in the changing rooms. We've had enough of those. So you've got to make sure that whoever you do bring in is the right fit, not just for position, but for mentality and attitude. So I do feel, that what I heard of that forum the other week with Tom and Scott Duxbury, it sounds promising. I think it's promising because, like I said, Cleverley's worked wonders with this squad, and it just shows what confidence does particularly to young players. I mean, Pollock now looks absolute captain material, and it's again. And you guys mentioned about Ryan Porteous, and if you remember, the poor sod came back from the Euros, a shell of a man with a horrible tournament for Scotland. Partly his own fault, whatever, but he's come back now strong, and he's a terrific player. When he's on, he's tremendous. So yeah, could be interesting, but it's going to be. The good thing is where we are. If we stick around that top 6, 7, 8, you've got far better chance of attracting better players, right? That's the reality of it. It's got to be the right fit. So ho ho ho. So.
Right, let's get some comments in before. Hi everyone. Will we get Dennis back? I doubt
it.
No, thank you. No. But big shout out to Michael anyway because he always watches. I hope you and your mum are well, mate. Right, okay, let's get a few people. Big shout out to Wendover from Dave. He says good to see Wendover on the show. Absolute class, talk sense. What about the corner? Yeah, we said the what about the corner room, but Lufa. I know many people have got in contact with Lauren and everything. He's waiting on tests and he is on the mend, but yeah, it's good days and bad days, but he's on the mend. People from what I've spoken to about stuff that obviously I'm allowed to, obviously I will never say anything unless I'm told to, but yeah, the official line from Lauren is, he's getting better. Good days and bad days, but it's a long road ahead. So big shout out to Lou. I hope you're getting better, mate. Everyone's thoughts are with you. Right, okay. So yeah, Dunk says he's. This is on Cornet. He's played a lot of left back and left wing back early in his career. Could be with Sema replacement. Dan, Cornet won't come. West Ham want to sell, not loan, and we couldn't afford him. Kev saying 99. That's an ice cream. Oh yeah. Do you want a flake in that squad? That's from Kev again. That Cipriano, 6 months left on his contract. That's from Dunk. Yeah. Said about the Jesse Lingard thing, no way. He's also said about getting Bellingham from Sunderland. That ain't gonna happen, mate. He wants the Premier League move. He'll end up at Real like his brother. I see some sort of route going there if he progresses. Yellow for the tackle. That was petulance. Was easy yellow worthy. Halsey, good stat today. Tom C is the most home games unbeaten at the start of his managerial careers. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Dan said even if TC has faith in Bio, we should get in a new striker now and bed him in. Bio isn't our player and won't be here next season. And he's also said, how about cover for Backman and a lethal striker, 15 million for Jay Stansfield? No, mate, it ain't gonna happen. No. I know what you mean. No. Let's spend some money, but it ain't gonna happen. Anyone know anything about King Kenny? Left Gillingham recently for health reasons, and the rumour is it's serious. Hopefully not, mate. If you guys have got anything about that, That's it. Yeah, and then Kev says, "Yep, that answers that about Dennis." Yeah, hopefully Kenny Jacket is everything's all right with Kenny.
Yeah, I haven't.
You boys heard anything?
I'd heard that he left Gillingham because of ill health, but I know no more than that.
Oh, let's fingers crossed for Kenny. Let's see if we can get some information about that.
He's a lovely lad as well. Lovely guy.
Mm.
Yeah, I met him once. I mean, you've met him a few times. I've only met him once, but yeah, he seems a nice bloke as well, and managed just between 96 and 97 as well. So
yeah.
So how many games?
Loads of draws that season, draw after draw.
One hell of a clean sheet record, though. One hell of an unbeaten record, though. Even though it was like 20 of them were draws.
Pidge, that Burnley game you mentioned earlier on, what of significance happened in that game?
I don't know, mate. Go on.
Was Cleverley's last game as a player for us?
Oh, blimey, yeah. Did he go off injured on that one as well?
Injured in the warm-up and never played.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the Burnley season before reminds me, was where all of them freezing cold. It was like January sort of time, wasn't it? And Kuchku comes walking in T-shirt, shorts, nothing else. It's like fucking legend. Yeah, I mean, I had a whole new respect for that guy. We should sign Lisa Stansfield, could raise the after.
She's old woman.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Right, okay, yeah. Right, boys and girls, let's get straight onto this. Moves, you ready, mate? Because you got some extra good news from the win from the Mighty Hornets. We've got maybe another bit to cheer about as well, haven't we, mate?
Yeah, we'll have lots to cheer about in this segment this week. It could be an absolute miracle. Bury that button. Yes, people, hello. And yeah, again, the lampshade is here. Antiques Roadshow, here we come with that. Guaranteed it will be on there at some point. Keep your eyes peeled. Yes, what a day it has been. It is called, well, it's actually technically called Make Mine a Treble, but more on the treble side in a minute, because technically it's a double, because the Golden Girls have been back in action today for the final time this year. They take their little Christmas break now as per the National League, and they made the trip to Billericay today. Now, unfortunately, we had a clash. Both kicked off at the same time. Thank you, Halsey. Yeah, unfortunately, yes, fixture clash. So we all couldn't get down there because a lot of us were at the Vic. A few of the lads did actually sacrifice the Vic and go to Billericay, so fair play to them. And it was a tremendous day because the Golden Girls ran out 5-1 winners down at Billericay. So they have signed off the year, excuse me, in absolute top style. Couldn't have asked for anything better. Huge well done to them. They now play. I think the second week of January they come back and start playing again. So plenty of positives to take. A huge well done to I think it was Cole Hines got 2, Ellie Head got 1, Madison Perry got 1, Dre George who chipped in with 1. It was honestly, they were sharing the goals around today from what we were being from what the information was being fed back to us. So yes, it's been a yellow double day. Can you believe it? So yes, we look forward to the turn of the year and see what more success that brings. But you did hear me say a treble weekend, because in the non-league section that I'm about to dive into, I do have some rather uplifting news. Thank you, Woody. 5th of January at home. Fantastic. Can't wait. Oh dear. I'm guessing Cartman was in goal or Kenny got killed for that one. But yeah, a little bit of non-league coming your way now. Could it, when you think things are going bad, they get worse, and then they get worse, and you think, what's the best way to sort it out? Well, the best way to sort it out is to go and get a win, and that is what Hemel Town finally done yesterday for the first time since September. They chalked up a fantastic home win, albeit it was against Weymouth, who are bottom of the table at the moment and not in a good way. But still, to come out 3-0 winners it was absolutely fantastic to watch. It was freezing cold up there yesterday at Vauxhall Road. I'm not going to lie, I was cold at one point. So, yes, a big well done to them. Also, there's been a little managerial change as well at Hemel in the last week or so, because Hemel's manager decided after the bad run of results that it was only right to part ways. So, Bobby, we wish you all the very best, and we hope you see you back in the dugout real soon, mate, because you're a top bloke, and you didn't deserve the bad run or the bad luck even that Hemel were on. That was, I'll still never forget it in my life. But in came a man who I think most people will know when I say this. We've now appointed former Hendon manager at Hemel, Lee Allinson. Now, you might recognise the surname. And yes, you probably are thinking, could it be? Well, it is. It is Ian Allison's son. Yes, the ex-Arsenal player from the 80s. Ian has actually joined him at Hemel. I don't think he's in the dugout with him. I believe he's got a little backroom role. But yeah, Ian Allison's son Lee has joined to manage the Tudors. So we are looking forward to that. We got off to a good start this weekend by getting a 3-0 win. I know some other results. I do actually know a couple. Big well done to. Well, actually, I can't really say well done to this lot because I don't particularly like them. They're called something St Albans. They got a very good point down at Worthing yesterday. I know Pidge will be cursing for me saying that word.
Yep.
As our Tudor roots grow. So they got a valuable point. They're still languishing down near the bottom of the table, unfortunately, as well. Not good for them this year. They're having a wretched season. They've also recently changed their manager after a dismal run of form. So it will be interesting come Boxing Day. Unfortunately, we got a game clash because it's Hemel versus St Albans in the Hertfordshire derby and Watford Portsmouth kicking off at the same time. Why, people? Why have we got to have this kickoff clash happening all the time? It's getting ridiculous. So yeah, well done to St Albans for picking up a point, and it stops their little dismal run. Believe Kings Langley also picked up a draw yesterday. Burko didn't have a game. Leverstock Green also got a draw. So yeah, it's been pretty good in non-league this week. It's been a good weekend all round, and I like it. Don't forget, over Christmas, if you're not going to a game and your local non-league team is at home, please go down and watch them. Remember, you're helping the non-league out every time you walk through that turnstile. You're helping a club stay alive, helping the goes towards the money goes towards absolutely anything these days, as the non-league is getting bigger and bigger. So the more people that can get down there occasionally, the better. And if you only go once or twice a season, and in most stadiums you can even do the unthinkable. Yes, stand there with a beer and watch the game as well. Can't get better than that. So big, like I said, big well done to Hemel, well done to St Albans, and it's a double yellow day because a big well done to the girls who signed off the year perfectly.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Right, okay, boys and girls, we're shooting off in a second. Just massive shout out to all of you. You're absolutely amazing. The same Ian Allison, 32 games for the Scum and 6 years managing the Saints. Moves.
Yeah, I believe it's him. I believe so. I don't have much detail on his managerial background. I know he was at St Albans for quite a long time, and then he stepped away. But yeah, that could be him. It could easily be him. I would have thought so, because I don't think there's many other Ian Allisons about. So, but yeah, honestly, I welcome him to Vauxhall Road. He's, providing I don't see any players from Junction 10 making the trip down to Junction 8, I'll be happy. If I see any of them, I'm going to have a problem or two. I know that for a fact.
Yeah. Exactly right. I thought they made bread. That's apparently from Halsey. Allison's made bread.
Allison's made bread. There's a joke in there somewhere. I swear there is.
I can't find it.
I can't find it.
Make of bread, Allinson's bread.
That's it, yeah.
That's it.
But by the way, we like to apologise for Darren's comment earlier. He mentioned that team up, the Dunstable Town Reserves team that starts with an L. So I do apologise for that. Crumbs, that's from Kev.
Oh God!
It's the way the bread's buttered at the end of the day, isn't it? So
Yeah.
right, the quick Ramage quote.
Mill.
By the way, he had 2 cruciates as well, didn't he? Get that in before thing. Rambo had 2 cruciates as well.
He did.
Massive cruciate injuries as well. I had to get the Ramage quote in, but just Ramage all
41
side.
minutes.
No, it's taken longer than before. No, but in terms of what Greg was saying, that once you have 1 cruciate, and he had 2, once you had 1 cruciate, it's hard to come back from them, isn't they?
Oh.
It is. Well, I think I always refer to the classic one was the former Spurs midfielder Stefan Freund, because I think he had 1 on each knee, and they told him you wouldn't play again, and he battled back, and he still played on for another 7-8 years.
Yeah.
So. But this whole Deli Bashu thing seems way more serious than what they're letting on. I think we referred to it the other week. He could be the next Ledley King, and that is disastrous.
Yeah, they'll just need to manage it like Ledley King.
Yeah, but for a young lad who's got...
Go on, Darren.
Yeah, Paul McGrath in his career when he played for Villa.
What a player.
Unbelievable player. And it like when Graham Taylor took over at Villa and was managing him, he would agree. One of my close friends is a Villa fan, and he said the deal was McGrath would only train 1 day a week, physically turn up training. It may be on the Friday before the game because his knees were that bad. But he would go out and play, and he was magnificent.
I've read McGrath's book, and he says exactly that in the book. No, Taylor just had him on real duties in the week, like on a on a bicycle or something of that ilk. He did very little Monday to Friday.
Yeah, and the other thing I was going to say, I've had a couple of mates who've had ACL injuries in the last 2 years, and the only positive I guess you can take from that is that the science on those injuries now is getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
What was an ACL 10 years ago compared to now, your chances of a recovery are a lot better, which is great, right? But even, as you say, it's still not an injury you want to get at any time in your career. To be fair.
Well, look, it ended Clough's career, didn't it? It ended Clough's playing career at Sunderland, didn't it?
Yeah,
it took him out.
Yeah, because when keepers could come across you in those days, and it done him, didn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, boys, any last words before we go?
Just the glad we won. What I'm going to say, glad we won.
Yeah, cheers as well, boys. Darren, Moobs, Greg, once again as well. Cheers, boys. Thank you ever so much. Yeah, go on, Greg.
Bring on the Burnley. Are my last words? Bring on the Burnley,
Darren.
Let's turn them over.
Yeah, should be a good game. I mean, great result today. Everybody's happy. So, let's keep the good work going. It's excellent. Cheers, guys.